hip-hop culture, with DJs and painting graffiti art are expressed every day within the inner cities of America and the world. You are not viewing hip-hop, you are hip-hop.
Oh man, okay. I gotta come full screen because there's so much happening right now. I know he's not here. He may be here later, but I appreciate my dear friend Ron Foster wanting to have a phone call right before I go live. It's like I'm about to go live. I can't have a phone call right now. I can't do that right now. So let me jump right into our topic because two things are happening right now. Two things are happening. One, I'm not done packing. As I mentioned before, my father-in-law passed away. And so we have his memorial service. And so I need to get some stuff together for that. But then at the exact same time, we are doing what we typically do when spring is about to come in here in Texas. And that is preparing for severe weather. We're under a tornado watch. Do I think we're going to get a tornado? I don't think so. I don't need the hail because I just got a brand new screen, windshield, just got a brand new windshield. So I don't want a tornado, but it is what it is, right? It's what it is. I can't even, when I tell you, whenever these kind of things kind of happen in the spring, I find myself getting hooked on every single storm chaser that is out there. And it is really busy right now in Michigan. Like they have had more than a couple tornadoes roll through and nobody had that on their radar or bingo card today. So what can I tell you? Now, the only reason why I am concerned is because I don't want to lose power. So let me get into our conversation so I can get this going and wrap it up. Because who wants to lose power? So I want you all to take a deep breath. I am taking one. And let me tell you why I'm taking one. I'm taking one for a couple of reasons. One, and I guess I'm going to go ahead and add this story in because it says a great deal about what's going on here and where my mind is. But as you know, I tutor on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And Wednesday, we had a shelter in place. I am on the school campus and there's a shelter in place. Let me tell you, I don't know how these kids deal with it. I don't. My emotion was like, I'm sorry. What did you say? What, like what's happening? And they did the shelter in place for severe weather. Now, I want you to understand something. If depending on where you were in school and what have you, in Texas, they have those temporary structures. So it's not part of the school building. It's a temporary structure. We're in, myself and the other students and other volunteers, we're in this temporary structure. And so teacher gets up, she locks the door, turns off the lights. We have to lean up against a wall away from the windows. I don't care where we are in that structure. If a tornado really came through, we are in trouble. I was like, this is the plan? This is the plan? Yeah. So let me just tell you, we have we've had some thoughts today, but with that happening, yeah, my emotions are kind of all over the place, right? They're all over the place. And my husband tells me the week before, actually last Thursday to be exact, that he wanted this picture of his dad at the memorial. And so I'm jumping in really quick to restore it. I didn't do all the work that could have been done or should have been done, but I got it good enough because I was like, okay, for us to get this back by Friday of next week, I got to hustle really quick on getting this done. So like the emotions are everywhere right now. And I recognize that when my emotions are all over the place, it shows up in the home. It probably shows up in your home as well. It comes across as chaos. This was the home 2 days ago. I had a photography event that I had to fill in for. I just dumped everything there. And mind you, I dumped everything there the week before. So it's been there a whole week. and some days. I just dumped it as soon as you walk in. There is stuff that I just recorded on the desk. We started an organization project, and stuff is everywhere right now. And that's just where my brain is where my brain and my emotions, they are all on fire. I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels that. And every now and then you get to this place where there's a lot of something happening and you're just not quite sure what it is that's creating the chaos that you're seeing in your life or in your home or when you're out and about. You just can't put your arms around it, like what is going on. So I know what happens when I get there. So I want to talk about today. We need to clear some clutter. We need to clear the emotional, digital, and the energetic blocks. We have some things to release. Let's play this intro. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. It is Friday, and this is Guuuuurl. Listen, and I am Gwendolyn G.R. Houston Jack, and for some reason, okay, I don't know why stuff doesn't want to. It's like, why are you not on the screen? Like I've clicked it. It should be on the screen. I am Gwendolyn G.R. Houston Jack. It is 4:00. You are watching the live edition of Guuuuurl. Listen, we are streaming to LinkedIn and YouTube. If you're on LinkedIn, I highly invite you to come over to YouTube. There's a slightly better experience, if I must say so myself. Okay, it's a much better experience. I'm just going to go ahead and call it. So come over this way. And if you're on YouTube, you can go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. What can I tell you? Let me get right back into it because I'm going to keep myself on point. But before I do that, okay, yeah. So my mother's here. Hello, mother. Good to see you there. We have, what is that? Carl, is it Carl Caper? Oh, I think it's like, is it Carl Paper Signs or Carl Paper Sigma? We're going to get it all in there, but hello to you. Getting all the names in there. Hello to you too. Let me get back to this. So when we talk about clutter comes in an emotional state. There's a digital state, and then there's also this energetic state. And a lot of times when it's emotional, we've got a lot of unprocessed feelings. We have old stories that we're still carrying. There may be some resentment that may be there. There are just emotions, situations that we have not wrapped our arms around yet. I would like to say that I don't have any emotional clutter. That's a lie. It is a lie, you know? This timeline is awful. It is awful. You know, you wake up and you hear about 150 babies. I don't know if I can use the word, but let's just say removed from this earth. You hear about such atrocities happening here in this country, or the number of children who have died in these modern day concentration camps. You hear about how American citizens are being snatched off the street. They don't have due process. And then add to that all the regular stuff, right? The healthcare, the cost of anything, the fact that our food is kind of funny all of a sudden. It's just, and this sort of, I shouldn't say sort of, this acceptance of flat out crime and corruption is just like, I'm sorry, this timeline sucks. So yeah, my emotions, it's beyond right now. That clutter is real. Shout out to Letta, who is here. Good afternoon to you, ma'am. That clutter is real. At this moment, I don't know. Like, it takes a lot to get through the day, right? It takes a great deal to get to the day. And sometimes you can feel stuck. You may find yourself replaying conversations and moments, you know, the shoulda, coulda, woulda. I wish I had done this. I wish I had done that. Like we get there. There's a lot of emotional clutter right now. And we just had our elections. Let me just say that real quick. We just had these primary elections. And the tomfoolery that happens here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, specifically Dallas County. I'm just like, I don't know what else. I know what you can do. The question is, how much more can you take? You know? But at least you have a heads up about what might be happening in November. I mean, you look for the silver lining, but I would be a liar if I said that none of that is impacting me right now in this moment. Because we just keep picking up the pieces and moving on like nothing's happened, like there's no problem. There's a problem there. There's a problem there. So that's emotional clutter. Let me move on to talking about this digital clutter, which I know a lot of us have. You got a lot of email, you have tons of tabs open, unorganized files and photos, all these notifications. There's a lot of digital noise. I'm working on a lot of projects. I admit that. And let me say this too. I agreed to some other projects, which I am still excited about, but I'm feeling the edge. For all of a sudden, I was like, when you're feeling the edge, keep in mind, I wrote this topic in December. So I don't know if that's putting stuff out in the universe or not, but it's timely for me. It is timely for me. You know, that digital clutter is when you sit down to get things done and nothing gets done. And so you feel tired and overworked, but unproductive because you've touched this and this and this, and yet nothing is complete. I'm like, I don't understand. Now, personally, I don't do a lot of phone alerts. I can't take the sound and I don't want to see it either. But even on like your laptop or your desktop, I turn off all the alerts. I don't want to hear about every email that's coming in. I don't need that. I don't want to hear that so-and-so just shared a video or made a post. I don't want to hear any of that, right? So I know how to turn off the noise, but even with all of that being done, there is still a lot of noise. There's a lot. And that is definitely me, that here I am, I'm working on all these things, but my brain, it just, like when I wake up, I'm like, golly, there's so much that needs to be done. And I look at the home and I'm like, oh, Gwendolyn, you've got to get this done. And then nothing happens because I don't want to get out of the bed. I'm like, I'll just sit here because I don't want to get out of the bed. So we got a lot of digital clutter. Then we add to that. Oh, wait a minute, go back. I went too quickly. There we go. We have some energetic clutter. And I know for some of us, we are feeling that our battery is on E. We have environments and people who absolutely drain us. We have said yes to a lot of things that we should probably say no to at this point. Like I mentioned, and I felt this last year too. I was speaking with another photographer and we were just chatting, and he was sharing that he just had a hard time getting things together and just moving. It's just that it's even the want to get out of bed and move. It's like, you know, you want to do stuff and you have to do stuff, but if you get a chance to get back in under the covers, you're like, I'm taking that chance. That was me last year for a good chunk of the year. And it's kind of there now. There is still this, have I agreed to do too much? And I know I do a lot. I recognize I do a lot. And I probably need to work on that. I may need to like sit down and figure out some things, but you're finding yourself that you're saying yes to stuff that you probably should be saying no to. And you just feel like you're all over the place. Like you're just running and gunning and there's never enough time to get stuff done. Like I mentioned, I need to finish packing. It's not like I didn't know that I wasn't going to attend this memorial. I knew it, but for some reason, I don't know. We're not moving. But here is the deal. Let's get to this one. Here is the deal. Let me take myself off of there. There are some places where all this stuff overlaps. So when your emotional clutter and your digital clutter overlaps, what you're seeing there is emotional drain, right? Your heart and your spirit, they're tired at the exact same time. They're tired. It's like, I can't do anymore. I can't take anymore. You feel depleted, disconnected. Things feel heavy. Your emotional capacity is tapping on the door. You're like, this is about to be it. This is about to be it. I don't know if I have anything else to get through it. When those two overlap, you've got that drain there. When you have your emotional and your digital, you've got this cognitive clutter. I know that for some of us who are perimenopausal, we are feeling the brain fog. You can have that just because you may have a lot going on emotionally and a lot going on with the energy, and you're just not thinking straight. You're mentally overloaded. Everything is just on 10. You know, this election cycle, forget it, not even the cycle, just this timeline. Every day there is something happening. Now, I know last year I went to taking in only 6 minutes of the news, and I'm getting 6 minutes of the news from highlights that are pulled for me. So I'm not watching an actual channel. I'm getting highlights pulled in. That 6 minutes feels like 6 minutes too much. Even that feels like I need to take it down to 3 maybe. This timeline is literally wearing all of my nerves. And it can be really hard to stay hopeful. It can be extremely hard to stay focused. Again, get out and get stuff done. You got this sort of brain fog because you are on this overload. This cognitive clutter is just too much. When we get the digital and the energetic together, we've got distractions, right? We're scattered. I'm a little bit over here. I'm a little bit over there. I'm a little bit over here. We're wired, but we're also very tired. And that is me. I admit that. That is me right now. I get up and I feel great. I'm like, I'm going to get it all done. Then I can't even sit at the desk. I'm like, okay, I need to take a seat, which is not exceptionally great because I have work that needs to get done. But we take on more tasks, but we're not finishing those tasks. And that may be you too. You may also be in that boat, feeling overstimulated, but highly, again, unproductive. And I'm getting stuff done, but for whatever reason, it still feels as if I can't make it. Now, where all this stuff comes together, when all of this comes together, we get one thing. We get overwhelmed. That's all it is. In the center of all of this, we've got the media happening here, all the digital stuff. We have our emotional things happening over here, and that could be what's happening in our environment, what's happening around the world, what's happening in our life. We have that going on. And then our emotional battery, that energy, that battery, it is running on E or very close to E. It's a lot. And it's okay to say, I am feeling overwhelmed right now. It's okay to go there. It's okay to recognize it. We need to recognize it. We need to recognize when things aren't going well for us, when we're hitting that wall, when it's time to step away, when we just got to say no to something. We have to recognize it. And I believe at this point, it is far more common than what we want to even acknowledge. I don't get burned out because I never go that far. I'm good to say no to some stuff. But I do feel the taps of overwhelm, and I recognize it when I walk into my home and I'm like, okay, we have camera equipment sitting now. I got other camera equipment sitting over here. It's just stuff everywhere. And that's chaos. That chaos that you physically see it's coming from what's also happening in here and in here. It is just a sign of what's going on. It happens. And it's okay for it to happen from time to time. But we have a plan to let it go. And here's our plan. Our plan is to let one thing go. There is a one thing release. We want to sit down and figure out what is it that we can let go of in this moment right here today, be it emotional clutter, Be it digital clutter, be it energetic clutter. What one thing can you let go of to give yourself some clarity? Because we're looking for clarity. We're looking for the ease, and we have to give ourselves permission to do that. Believe me when I say, I am looking at some of my multiple projects and I'm thinking, Gwendolyn, you may need to let this one go. You may need to go there. And shout out to Miss Alice. Good evening to you. And I write in my journal every other day. And so I was writing how the husband, he is about to retire at the end of April. And one would think, okay, well, that's just for him. But his new chapter also impacts where I am in my life. Like, we live in this home together. And so there are things that he has coming up that does change what I get to do and how I do it. That's a shift for the both of us, right? And so I'm looking at the multiple projects that I have put on my plate, and I'm thinking, Gwendolyn, you may need to step back from some of these and just go through some realignment. You may need to figure out what no longer is serving you, but you got to figure out something. And I didn't think I would feel any pressure. I am feeling a little bit of pressure. I'm admitting that to myself. I wrote it down. And when you write things down, things tend to come to head. You're like, okay, now that I've admitted it, now that I've acknowledged that I am also feeling this pressure, what am I going to do? So I am looking at what one thing I want to release, because I got to release something. I'm probably going to release more than one thing, but I got to release something. So now you got to ask yourself, what do you want to release? I know for a lot of us, it was reducing the amount of news we took in. Some of it was protecting our peace, finding ways of having joy on a consistent basis. One thing. Find one thing and celebrate that one thing that you're letting go of. It is fine. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine to do it. Lord knows I'm going to be doing it. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out and plow through. So let me tell you what's coming up. Let me tell you, I'm so happy that I'm staying on point, but obviously for a really good reason. Hey, look who's on the board next week, because I won't be on the road next week. But next week, we got Miss Alice Harvey Stallworth with us. We're going to talk about the truth about the MEGA Act, the SAVE Act, and voting rights. As I mentioned earlier, my emotions are still, I am literally feeling some kind of way based on what happened here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Like I said, specifically Dallas County. I would be a liar if I said that I am perfectly fine to just pack up everything and, move forward. I need to actualize my feelings. I'm really agitated. I'm agitated. I am pissed. I am all things. Now I'm in Tarrant County. I also vote early. Okay. But when I see stuff that's happening, I just, it's so hard to not get upset and not let it sway you to do some other destructive things. But we're going to have this conversation next week. I'm excited about it. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, we're going to have a good time next week. So you want to tune in for that. It'll be at 4:00. What's also happening, though, this is how I'm bringing in some more joy, because Gwendolyn's going to figure it out. The babies. So my babies at John T. White, the Reading Center, John T. White Elementary School, we are doing a fundraiser to help these students get book bags. Now, these book bags, they come with 6 books that are perfect for that child's reading level, because during the summer, Sometimes kids can lose the momentum that they've built up from all of our work as reading partners, and we don't want to let that happen. Now, there's multiple schools raising money. Not that I'm competitive, but I'm a little competitive. So you will see more posts about me looking to raise money for the babies to get books. One book bag is $30. We'll take anything though, right? The whole idea is to do anything. And I want to say school is out like in May. So I am going for an end of April thing. So if you want to donate, the end of April would be great. But you'll see more about this. I do have the QR code on the screen. I'm going to talk more about it. But literacy is a necessity. And if you've read anything, or if you've seen anything about the literacy of the American children today in 2026, it'll break your heart. We shouldn't be here. We should not be here. But when you have the person who's over the Department of Education, which has been pretty much gutted, when she thinks that A1 sauce is AI, then what do you expect, right? What can I tell you? But we've gone a different way. Oh, thank you, Letta. Hey, like I said, you'll see more reminders. I'm going to try to get as much as possible for these babies. But yeah, if all donations are welcome. But if you want to see some change, you got to be the change. So there's that. What else is happening? Okay, really quick, because I got 4 minutes. We do have our Lights, Camera, Subscribers. It's happening next Wednesday, March 11th. That's at 6 o'clock. You can check out the Luma calendar for that. And lastly, we got the Mature and Marvelous. That is the emo list. You can join at grhjack.com. You can do that as well. So there is that. And I would normally do a whole bunch of other things to talk about, but I am watching my radar. And so I am watching this storm roll in, and there's going to be lightning and things. So like I said, I don't want to lose power. So we are actually going to end on time today. Next week, we should probably have a great conversation because we are truly going to get in it. I am going to leave links to the Mega Act and the Save Act in the community tab. So if you want to read up on it for yourself, by all means, do that. And it's good to read it for yourself. I appreciate Cliff Notes, but it's just good to read it for yourself. Yeah. Let me say this really quick because I got 3 minutes. Hold on. I was telling my mother the other day that I did not anticipate that I would be doing the same things that my ancestors, grandmother, mothers, uncles, aunties, cousins. I didn't think that I would be having those conversations and that fight at my age. I'm only 50. Now, I understand that we are not in some happy-go-lucky environment. I get that, but I did not anticipate having to fight for my rights to vote and for bodily autonomy at the age of 50. I did not see that coming. I didn't see it coming. Just didn't. And so in this moment, I can't help but try to figure out what it is I have to do to make sure that my grandchildren and my niece and nephews have a solid, we'll say solid foundation. Yes, Ms. Alice, we are fighting to not go backwards. I was like, I don't understand it. And when I say I don't get it, I really don't get it. I really don't. I did not see this coming. And so this is one of those, again, emotional pieces that perhaps a lot of us are grappling with. Is there a solid answer? There is not. There is not a solid answer. But I know that you have one of the most mediocre persons right now as a sitting president. He's bombing more people than I have ever seen in one freaking term. Like a year? It was like 8 or so in a year. I don't get it. And there are people like, yes, I was proud to vote for him. Really? Over the lady who was highly educated and Didn't want to start any wars. Okay, because why would we want to vote for that person? So yeah. So release one thing. I am going to celebrate the life of my father-in-law tomorrow. We're going to have a great time with family. The picture that was printed, and it did arrive on time. I'm so happy that it arrived on time. So we'll be sharing that with our family tomorrow. But for all of you, I do want to say this: be safe. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Be safe. Do whatever you have to do to bring yourself some joy. And I'm going to be here next week with Miss Alice, and we're going to talk about all the things. Until then, enjoy your weekend. See you. Hey, it's G. Thank you for watching this episode of Girl Listen. Be sure to catch me every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. And while you're here, I cordially invite you to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you all next week.